equilibrium. Okay, this chapter in every year minimum 2 questions for JEE and NEET examination. They are asking 2 questions, minimum 2 questions, sometimes more questions also they are asking from this chapter: equilibrium or chemical equilibrium or ionic equilibrium, whatever it may be, it is same. And it is very big chapter and very very important and easy chapter also. We can score very easily more marks either in board examination or in a NEET and JEE examination, as well as in CET examination also. So first, before discussing about that equilibrium concept, first we discuss about types of chemical reactions. Okay, first we'll discuss about types of chemical reactions. So mainly to explain the equilibrium concept, mainly the chemical reactions are two types. One is irreversible chemical reactions and reversible chemical reactions. So what is the meaning, or what kind of reactions are called as irreversible reactions? Irreversible reactions mean the reactions which proceeds in one direction, means either just in moving in one direction. Such type of reactions are called as irreversible reactions. The reactions which are moving in single direction, those are called as irreversible reactions. So mainly these irreversible reactions are carried out in open vessel. Means open vessel means not in a closed container. Mainly these irreversible reactions are carried out in open containers. Okay ma. So few examples for irreversible reactions in your material, more examples also be there. So you have to follow the volume 2, then also we'll get more examples. Let's see some important examples for irreversible reactions. First, precipitation reactions. All precipitation reactions are irreversible reactions, means because the precipitation reactions are carried out in single directions only. For example, NaCl and silver nitrate react. Aqueous sodium chloride and aqueous silver nitrate, they reacts, forms white silver chloride precipitate. White silver chloride precipitate or solid is forms in the reaction, and aqueous sodium nitrate is also forms. So this reaction is moving only in single direction. And second one is neutralization reactions. Neutralization reactions means acid base reactions. Neutralization reactions are acid and base reactions. Acid and base reactions are called neutralization reactions. That is also strong acid and strong base reactions only. Strong acid and strong base reactions are called as neutralization reactions. Strong acid and strong base reactions are called neutralization. For example, HCl and NaCl, sorry, NaOH, sodium hydroxide, reacts with each other, forms sodium chloride and water. It is an example for neutralization reaction, because HCl is a strong acid and NaOH is a strong base. Okay, students. Next, already I said the reactions which are conducting in open vessel. In such reactions, if one of the product is in gaseous state, means one or more, whatever it may be, if one or more products are in gaseous state, that reaction we must have to carried out in open vessels or in open container. Such reactions all are belongs to irreversible reactions only. If you are conducted that reaction in a closed vessel, what happens? Again backward reaction takes place. Again backward reaction takes place. Okay, students. So that's why the reactions in open vessel with one of the product is in gaseous state. One of the product is in gaseous state. Such type of reactions are belongs to irreversible reactions. For example, decomposition of calcium carbonate or decomposition reactions. So for example, calcium carbonate is in solid state, is on decomposition in open vessel or in open container, forms calcium oxide and CO2. CO2 is in gaseous state, means it will escape out from the reaction mixture. The CO2 gas will comes outside and only the container having CaO. So that's why backward reaction is not possible. Hence this reaction is belongs to irreversible reaction only. The reaction is belongs to irreversible reaction only. Okay, students, I hope you understood. So types of reactions there, first we are discussing about irreversible reactions. Irreversible reaction means the reactions which carried out in single direction or in one direction, those are called as a irreversible reactions. Examples also we are discussed. Okay, students, let's listen next. Reversible reactions. What type of reactions we are called as reversible reactions? Let's see. Reversible reactions means the reactions which proceeds in both, the reactions which proceeds in both direction. Both direction means forward reaction and backward. Forward and backward means the reactants converted into products, that is forward reaction. The products again converted into reactants, it is called a backward direction. Means the reactions which proceeds in both the directions, either forward and backward. Forward and backward, you have to remember these names under the same conditions, means under the similar conditions, temperature or pressure, whatever it may be present, we must have to kept in constant. Then if in a reaction both forward and backward is happen, such type of reactions are called as a reversible reactions. Okay students, next, the reversible reactions mainly we must have to carried out in open, not in open vessel, must have to carried out in a closed vessel. Means in closed container only the reversible reactions we must have to take, we must have to do in closed container only. Either you are carried out in open vessel means if any one of the reactant or product is in escaped from the reaction mixture, then backward or forward reaction not possible. That's why those reversible, all reversible reactions we must have to carried out in a closed vessel, closed container, and we must have to maintain constant temperature and pressure. We must have to maintain constant temperature and pressure. Okay students, now it's very important this point. These reversible reactions never answer, because one step forward, one step backward, one step forward, one step backward, means they never ends. Sometimes if you want to complete these reversible reactions, means if you are removed one of the product in the reaction mixture, means in the reaction mixture, in reversible reactions you want to complete, means if you are removed one of the product, if you are removed, then it leads to the forward direction. The reaction is leads to the forward direction only, means forward reaction will be complete. If one of the product if you are removed, means forward direction will be complete, means it becomes irreversible reaction. Okay students, understood? Irreversible reaction. Yes. So in reversible reactions, if you are removed one of the product concentration, how much product is forming, that we are removing consequently, then what happens? Only the reaction moving in forward direction, means forward reaction will be complete. If the reaction is moving in only in forward direction, means it is moving in single direction, then it becomes a irreversible reaction. It becomes a irreversible reaction. Okay, reactants converted into products. Reactant symbol you can take R, and product symbol you can take P. Either single product or more products it is possible. Yes. Then this double arrow mark symbol, it is called, it is the symbol for reversible reactions. Just it is forward and it is a backward reaction. Okay students, few examples for reversible reaction means formation of HI, hydrogen iodide, from H2 and I2, means here hydrogen gas and iodine gas combined to forms HI. It is example for reversible reaction. Or either formation of NO, formation of NO, N2 plus O2 is converted into 2NO. In the same way, decomposition of N2O4. N2O4 gas is on decomposed to gives 2NO2 gas. It is also reversible reaction. Or formation of ammonia, N2 plus 3H2 gas. These all are nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas in a closed container to forms 2 moles of ammonia. It is also example for reversible reactions. Okay students, now we need to discuss types of reactions we have discussed. Now we need to discuss about the concept of equilibrium. Actually, what is the chapter? The chapter is equilibrium. What is the concept of equilibrium and how it is affecting in the reactions? Equilibrium is existing in what kind of reactions? In what kind of reactions? What is the important characteristics of equilibrium? How many types of equilibriums are existing? Those all points, all concepts we need to discuss. Let's see equilibrium. Equilibrium, the concept of equilibrium is nothing but, for example, you have to take any chemical reaction. Okay, you have to take any chemical reaction in a closed vessel, any chemical reaction in a closed vessel at particular temperature and pressure. The reactants means are the reactants converted into products. Okay, students, you have to take any chemical reaction in a closed vessel at particular temperature and pressure. Reactants are converted into products. So when initially you have to take any chemical reaction, initially what happens, reactants converted into products. In that case, the concentration of reactants decreases, and slowly the concentration of products increases. Concentration of products increases, reactants concentration decreases, and products concentration increases. Products concentration increases. Okay, after some time what happens, there is no change in the, after sometimes means they reaches, like reaction is going on. Okay, after sometimes what happens, there is no change in the concentration of reactants and products. Like state is happened, that state is called as equilibrium state. Why it is happened? Because initially the reactant concentration is decreased gradually. For example, it is 100% is there, it is 0% initially. Time t is equals to 0. At time, if time is t, at time t, then the concentration of reactants, what happens, decreased, it may be 50%, and products concentration also is equal to 50%, means both are equal, means the concentration of equal and constant. That stage or state is called as equilibrium state. This kind of state is possible, exist or possible in only reversible reactions. That's why the reaction we are carried out in closed vessel. The reaction we are carried out in a closed vessel. So the equilibrium state exists in reversible reactions only. Exist in a reversible reactions only. Okay, students. Now let's listen carefully. So during these reversible reactions, in reversible reactions, if equilibrium state exists in reversible reactions, equilibrium state exists, then concentration of reactants is equals to concentration of products. So concentration of reactants is equals to concentration of products. That state is called equilibrium state. At that equilibrium state, the rate of forward reaction is equals to rate of backward reaction. Rate of a forward reaction, RF, and rate of backward reaction, both are equal in reversible reactions. Hence it is also called as, means that equilibrium state is also called as a dynamic equilibrium. So the equilibrium state or dynamic equilibrium state exists in reversible reactions. What is equilibrium state or what is dynamic equilibrium state? Equilibrium state means in reversible reactions, or in the reactions are carried out in a closed vessel at constant temperature and pressure. After some time, the concentration of reactants and concentration of products both are constant or equal, is known as equilibrium state. Okay, so in same way, in the reversible reactions, at equilibrium state, the rate of forward reaction is also equal to rate of backward reaction. Hence it is also called as dynamic equilibrium. It is also called as a dynamic equilibrium. Okay, students, it is very, very important. Let's listen carefully. Next, for graphical representations for equilibrium state or dynamic equilibrium state, let's listen carefully. This graph we are observed, rate of reaction. This is rate of reaction. I think you are getting some doubt. What is the meaning of rate? Rate means change in the concentration. Change in concentration of reactants. Change in concentration of reactants means delta R with respect to time means delta T. Change in the time interval is known as a rate. So change in the concentration of reactants with respect to time, change in the time is known as rate. So that rate always directly proportional to concentration of reactants in forward reactions. So in forward reaction, rate is decreasing gradually, and backward reactions rate is increasing with respect to time. If time is increasing, like, and at certain state both are equilibrium, both are equal, means the rate of forward reaction is equals to rate of backward reaction. It is possible at in equilibrium state. So the equilibrium concept we are explaining with respect to rate means we need to take a graph between rate with respect to time. Then gradually the rate of initially rate of forward reaction is high. So after some time what happens? The rate of forward reaction decreases. After some time the time is increasing, rate of forward reaction decreases and rate of backward reaction increases, and at certain time both are equal. That state is called equilibrium state. Next, the same concept we can explain with respect to concentration and time. So if time is going on, the concentration of reactants, what happens, dear students? Gradually decreases, gradually decreases. If time is going on, concentration of products gradually increases. At reaches some state, it becomes constant. It becomes constant. This is constant line, means the line is like a straight line. It is a straight line came. See, it is a straight line. Now this state is called as equilibrium state. At this state both the concentration of reactants and concentration of products are equal. It is also called as equilibrium state. It is called as a equilibrium state. Okay, graphical representation for equilibrium state. Now this equilibrium is how many types? So it is mainly, the equilibrium is mainly two types. So it is existing in physical as well as in chemical. Okay, let's see. First we'll discuss about that physical equilibrium. Equilibrium is two types. One is physical equilibrium. Okay, students, what is physical equilibrium? Physical equilibrium means it is the process involves only physical change. Means only physical change means physical state is changing. Physical state or phase is changed. Okay, but not chemical change. Chemical change. Such type of process are called as a physical process. There is no chemical change. Okay, students. For examples, water. You have to take water. Solid means ice is converted into liquid. Ice is converted into liquid. The process of ice is solid is converted into liquid means it is called as melting. Again, the melted water, again we can convert, decreasing the temperature, then it is converted into ice, means ice and liquid. The liquid is converted into ice means it is called as freezing. So both will be exist at equilibrium state, at certain state, and chemical formulas are same, H2O and H2 only. There is no change in the chemical formulas. Only physical state are changing. Solid is converted into liquid. Again, that liquid you have to heat and it is converted into water vapors. Means that is called liquid is converted into water vapors. It is called as boiling. Is the process known as boiling. Again, that boiled water, just you have to decrease the temperature. It is converted into liquid. It is known as condensation. It is known as a condensation. Okay, students. Yes. Again, you have to take the solid, you have to take directly into gas. The solid is directly converted into gas is known as sublimation. is known as a sublimation. The forward process is known as sublimation. And gas is directly converted into solid is known as solidification. Yes, ma'am, Maruti Gaud, listen carefully. Already these physical changes we are discussed in some basic concepts of chemistry. In that chapter only we are discussed. Water, ice is converted into liquid, and again the liquid water is converted into ice. It is only just physical change only and exist in equilibrium state. Actually, as well as water is converted into water vapors. Again, the water vapors are condensed to give water. It is also physical process only and exist physical equilibrium. Again, some solid iodine or camphor. Camphor is a solid. You have to take in a closed vessel, then it is converted into gas. Okay. And again that gas gasified camphor can directly converted into solid camphor. It is known as a solidification, and solid is directly converted into gas. It is called as sublimation. These all processes are examples for physical equilibrium process. And commonly in our day usual life also this physical equilibrium existing in solutions. What kind of solutions this physical equilibrium is existing? Let's observe that the dissolution of solids in gases, the dissolution of solids in liquids, as well as gases in liquids. In that process also the physical equilibrium is existing. For example, we are using sugar water, we are drinking sugar water, or we are using soda water, means carbonated water, soda we are drinking. So while you are observed that the making of sugar water process and the soda water, making of soda water process, existing physical equilibrium only, existing a physical equilibrium only, because we are making saturated solutions, we are making a saturated solutions. Let's see equilibrium involving dissolution of solids or gases in liquids. In the two conditions, first we'll discuss how that physical equilibrium state is existing. Let's see first one, solids in liquid solutions, solids in liquids. In that case, if you observe that the solid means sugar water, you have to take one beaker, then take some water solvent and add sugar and continuously have to stir, and after some time the dissolution of sugar will be stops, means it becomes saturated solution. It becomes a saturated solution. What is the saturated solution, dear student? The solution in which no more solute can be dissolved at the same temperature and pressure is known as a saturated solution. In saturated solutions only, actually this physical equilibrium state existing in saturated solutions only. Why? Means because in saturated solutions dynamic equilibrium exists, because the solute molecules in solid state and in a solution state both are equal, because the dynamic equilibrium exists between the solute molecules. Solute means sugar in solution state, means the solid sugar is existing in solution form, and the solid sugar is present in solid form. Both are existing in equilibrium state. It is called as rate of dissolution process is equals to rate of crystallization process. For example, if you take one beaker, you have to add sugar. Okay, now you are adding sugar. While adding the sugar, it will be dissolved. Now after making saturated solution, then forms crystals of sugar. It is in solid only. Now it is sugar solution. sugar in solution state. Means the sugar molecules in solution state, the sugar molecules in solution state and sugar molecules in solid state both exist in equilibrium state. It is known as dynamic equilibrium. Hence, the rate of dissolution process is equals to rate of crystallization. Rate of crystallization. Okay, students. Let's see one more example. And in our chemistry lab, we are making so many solutions, reagent bottles we are making. Okay. For example, sodium chloride solution we are making in our chemistry lab. Once you are observed that making of NaCl solution, okay, making of NaCl solution, that solid NaCl dissolves in water, then it forms a NaCl solution. NaCl in solution state after becomes saturated solution. Solution state exists equilibrium with NaCl crystals. NaCl crystal. Okay. So both are existing in equilibrium state. Both are existing in a equilibrium state. So now NaCl, aqueous NaCl means it is a solution. The solution is existing in equilibrium with NaCl solid in water. NaCl solid in a water. When it becomes a saturated solution. When it is in saturated solution. And during this dissolution process or making of saturated solutions, what happens? Sometimes they releases heat or sometimes they absorbs heat. Releases heat or absorbs heat. So during the dissolution of NaCl or making of NaCl solution, delta H value is negative. Delta H is negative. Negative means what, dear students? It is a endothermic process. Endothermic process. So endothermic process. So for endothermic process, the solubility of NaCl increases with increasing temperature. For endothermic process, temperature increases, solubility increases. You have to remember carefully. Temperature increases, solubility increases. Next, let's see the second example, making of NaOH solution. Making of NaOH solution, sodium hydroxide solution. For this, delta H is negative. Delta H is a negative means exothermic process. Exothermic process. In exothermic process, temperature increases, solubility of solids in liquid decreases. Solubility of solid in liquids decreases, means the solubility of NaOH decreases with increasing temperature. Okay, students, these 2 points are very, very important. So for making of solid solutions, means solid in liquid, in that case also this equilibrium process or dynamic equilibrium exists. In that case, the rate of dissolution process is equals to rate of crystallization process. Means when the solution becomes a saturated solution, then only this equilibrium, physical equilibrium state will be exist. There is no change in that chemical. Chemically, the solution is not changing, because you are making sugar solution means the composition of sugar and water not changing. It is same only. That's why it is only just physical process only. And existing equilibrium state when the solution becomes saturated. Okay. Let's see next. One more, the physical equilibrium is also exists, the solubility of gas in liquids. It is gases in liquids or solubility of gas in liquids. Solubility of gas in liquids. In that case also physical equilibrium state will be forms. For example, we are making soda solution, means initially carbon dioxide gas is present. When that carbon dioxide gas will be dissolved, it becomes carbonated water by using more pressure, under pressure and constant temperature. Under pressure and constant temperature. While making of this carbonated water, CO2 gas is exist in equilibrium with CO2 solution. CO2 solution means the rate of dissolution of CO2 gas is equals to rate of undissolved CO2 gas. Undissolved CO2 molecules both are exist in equilibrium state. So the amount of gas dissolved in liquids can be explained by Henry. Henry scientist explained this process. That's why it is called as Henry's law. What is Henry's law? What he said means the amount of gas, the amount means the mass of gas dissolved in the given solvent at any temperature is always directly proportional to pressure and inversely proportional to temperature. That is known as a Henry's law. Means solubility. For example, this is liquid. Okay, in that liquid we are dissolving gases. So dissolution of gas in liquids is always directly proportional to pressure. If increasing the pressure increases, the amount of gas in liquids increases and reaches at certain state, it reaches equilibrium. Means at certain state there is no change in the concentration of gas in liquids. That state is known as equilibrium state. Okay. Yes. Now pressure increases, the solubility of gas in liquids increases is known as Henry's law. What about the temperature? How the temperature will be affect on solubility of gas in liquids? The temperature is inversely proportional. If temperature increases, then what happens? The gases will come out from the liquid. That's why temperature is inversely proportional to solubility of gas in liquids and is directly proportional to pressure. This is about a physical equilibrium process. So physical equilibrium is existing in our surroundings only. We are using so many solutions. We are making laboratory solutions. These are all cases physical equilibrium process is existing. We are using